Today we're watching global #1 Guan Yu. That is correct. This hero is so underrated and is one of the most meta character using competitive and a higher elo peak tournament as well as rank. If you know how to macro, how to look at a minimap, you can play Guan Yu really well. All right. The mechanic of this character is actually fairly simple. And for those, I think everybody should know what Guan Yu does at this point. It's not about the mechanics. For Guan Yu, it's mostly like where do you engage and how do you engage, right? What are some of the routes the top Guan Yu players usually use in order to engage? So you can see here, he pushed his clash laner, enemy clash laner, back and using a skill on top of it just for a little bit of poke. And then he goes to the bush to heal, right? This is quite interesting. Like with the motorcycle skin, he gets a freaking gas station. If you ride the horse is the one that that eats the grass. But if you were riding a motorcycle, it's a gas station. That is so good, bro. I guess this is why the skin is so popular. I was always wondering, why do people like the skin so much? It makes sense now. It actually makes sense. So he's pulling the chicken as far as he can to make sure the enemy team is not doing it. But let's take a look, right? He's waiting. He's not really rushing it. It's trying the last hit. And by the way, I've watched quite a bit of Clash Laner. And what I noticed is all these players are paying a lot of attention to last hit. Insane amount of attention. In fact, I was watching like global #1. I would say like Chinese server #1, Mulan, right? He was crying about missing a minion. And I was like, dude, it's just a minion, bro. I mean, yeah, you missed it, but you don't cry about it. And he cried about it. So let's take a look. He teleported all the way top, and he realized, okay, team fight's are over. All my team is dead. He decided not to teleport any further. So just gonna stay bottom side. Oh, actually roam all the way mid. He is sending the attack signal. Tell the team he is coming now. Let's see if I want to do anything here. Ults, immediately. Push the Pei. Okay, it seems like the Pei is gonna be the only target, and he's dead. So he's finding that angle, right? When you play Guan Yu, you have to come from behind the enemy. And that's the most important tip, right? If you go from the side, I guess it's okay. But the most ideal direction's behind the enemy. And that's what it's doing. So when you're invading into a jungle with Guan Yu, enemy Guan Yu available, that's something you gotta pay attention to, okay? Do they have a Guan Yu who look at the minimap? They do. All right. Should I go in? Should I not go in, right? Should I go invade? Should I not go invade? Does Guan Yu have level 4? Very, very important. Look at those, right? Look at Guan Yu right now. He's looking at his gold as well. He said he's like 300-400 gold ahead, getting the gold sprite on the side lane. And then the sprite in HoK Chinese version is a little bit different from HoK global, right? The HoK Chinese version, the teleport portal the sprite comes up like around 1 minute, and in our version it comes up around 2 minutes. So let's take a look here. He no longer have to go ADHD mode, I believe. Also for this reworked Guan Yu, you can see he's getting, just by staying in the bush, it gets his passive up. When he start regenerating, and then also get HP up, that's pretty good. I also like the gas station, so looking forward to this skin coming out, because we're probably gonna make a Guan Yu tutorial, specifically just talking about his mechanics. Pushing the minion backwards. You can see he's constantly penning the map. By the way, the most important tip it doesn't just apply to Guan Yu or Clash Lane, but mostly apply to Clash Lane. Is most important tip, like 80% of your time on Clash Lane should be focused on minimap. Like should be focused on minimap. Look, he's just pushing this Pei on top of, that's such a good stomp with the skill 2 there. This is why he's a top Guan Yu player. Minimap to the maximum, right? I wasn't even paying attention because I was talking to the camera just now about like you have to pay attention to the minimap. But this guy obviously was, and he was paying close attention to the minimap, right? And then let me go back to watch the team fight one more time. I'll explain it. So here you notice Pei's come in, and he's signaling his team because like right here, look at the minimap. Pei is clearly coming to his bottom side, and there's 2 directions you could go. You go to the blue, you can come bottom, but he noticed Pei already had a blue. And he signaled his team, right, with the signal button to come towards his direction. So he can just ult the Pei towards his team. That's such an unexpected move for Pei. Like he didn't even pay attention to, this Guan is gonna do that. Just ult me towards his team. And on top of it, they have my shirt. They have they have Musashi, who can just easily follow up and get the kill. So And another detail that he did here, he really waited. Watch, right? He pushed his Pei 1 time, 2 times to the team, and now Musashi. Oh, notice how he didn't stomp right away. He waited for Musashi's ult animation to finish before he comes in for another push, and then he saved the skill 2 for reposition, right? He's no patient who has like Pei has a jump. So Guan Yu didn't have a jump besides skill 2. Skill 2 is his only jump. So he saved the jump after Pei's jump just to make sure Pei didn't get away. So a lot of details and a lot of thinking going on in his head while like, to execute that little team fight. Yes, it might seem like really straightforward, but this really isn't, you know? So here, recalling. That recall animation is kind of goated too. I don't know, I like this. He's also building Ominous Premonition, the first item, which is pretty interesting, right? Ominous Premonition is a really good item to go against Pei, to go against the enemy clash lane, which I know his Chinese name is Ma Chao, but I don't know his English name yet. So right now his own team is talking about switching lane, but let's see what he does, right? He's looking for position, he's waiting, getting vision, and then now Pei saw the Guan Yu comes in, decided not to go in further. Dude, I frequently see clash laners when they play, they just forget about their lane. Same as marksmen. After they go mid, they forget about their lane. And it's such a problem. Yeah, I can understand the marksman rotating mid, but the clash lane is the one that's gonna be mostly focused on macro, top and bottom. Especially when you have a teleport portal, right? You can easily go to the side lane with the portal. That's what a portal is for, to give you that mobility, the ability to roam around. So he see Musashi's already top. There's no reason for him to go. Use a stomp right away. Use his ultimate to push Ma Chao. Let's see if it do it one more time. Just quickly get Ma Chao killed, and then he's gonna get this tower. So doesn't really have to use the ult for the push always. Just find a creative way to go for it, right? Over here. Oh, nice block from Musashi there. So now Guan Yu find a flanking position. Let's see what he decided to do with this. Okay, push the wave in and just kill the wave. Dude, I love the fact Guan Yu can now auto attack while moving. Okay, Princess Frost. He do a little bit of damage, but his goal is go back to the lane, defend top lane, and he's gonna make his way all the way back to top. Skill 1 to push a wave out, and last hitting the cannon. I like that. I absolutely love that, right? Like, he's getting last hit almost every single one of them. I have not seen Guan Yu. I think Guan Yu missed like 1 last hit this entire game. I think that's something that if you're playing, that's the second tip, most important tip, right? Number 1 tip is minimap. You have to look at, pay attention to macro. Number 2 tip is always have to clear wave, right? Last hit, not clear wave, sorry, last hit. Number 3 tip, you always have to clear wave. So again, here, activate ults. Just focus on one target, and the target is going to be Ma Chao. Quickly finding a flanking position. He's the one for the team, right? So he's always coming in from the side. So when he play Guan Yu, that's the 5th tip. His angle of attack is always on the side of the team. And notice that he couldn't get the rest of the team here, enemy team. He decided to focus on Ma Chao, and this Ma Chao doesn't really have any spear to constantly dash around. Seems like and I don't think it's a proficiency issue. At this elo of peak, the enemy team everyone is really, really good. Mechanically, they shouldn't have any problems. And that is trolling. So the tower is gonna be taken out for free. Musashi going to do something here. He's able to dash away. He's looking for his, oh, Yu Huan is still pushing. Might be dangerous. Okay. Let's take a look. I saw Guan Yu was gonna try to push Princess Frost, but it seemed like his team is not fighting. He decided to back away from the safe route instead of going from behind. Right? We also seen this from the number 1 Guan Yu, number 1 clash laner, Xuanran. We have made videos about him. We have made videos about AG as a team in KPL. So the grand finals, you make sure to go check out those analysis. It gives you so much insight on how proficient clash laner played the game, right? And you can see so much similarities. This is a good Guan Yu player, and now he's trying to rotate behind this Ma Chao right here. Let's see, it's gonna be a stump jump over the wall, starting ult, pushing 2. Oh, into Mozi's ultimate. That is so brutal. Wow. That's a good combo there, right? So starting out, let's take a look. He stomped to cut out Ma Chao. Ma Chao gets away though. And then he pushes 2. And Moz just immediately ulted. He understands the synergy. He understands what, you know, the opportunity presented in front of him. And immediately ulted. Ma Chao got away because he's kind of tanky as well. He's telling his team to come bottom lane one more time. And now you can see channels come in. He's probably going to use ult. All right, that one missed. Stomp. right? Waiting for that, and then just gonna auto attack him to death, right? Just gonna auto attack the page to death. So he's just on top of him. That ult missed is kind of weird. If for sure the ult seems like it landed, right? I think the page is like barely missed the edge. So he's also smart enough to try to bite the Guan Yu one time to, you know, get him off the horse. Well, in this case, a motorcycle. But this is the most important thing. Like I said, Guan Yu, the most important thing you learn from the top players are macro, right? Macro, their angle of attack, right? We talked about a few tips already, and I think, you know, there's more tips to be talked about. Oh, here, over here. So you're gonna lose his motorcycle? Nah. Oh, use a skill 1, do some damage. Okay. Find out there's not too much to be done here, and then quickly get out of it. So, all right, going back to our recapping our tips, right? Oh, before our recapping our tips, it seems like there's more fights on the top side. And Guan Yu is like, okay, that's too far for me to go in. And he's taking a normal route this time, right? I guess just because like teammate's already dead. And no reason to, oh, that ultimate. He's trying to find a weird angle. I mean, like, obviously sometimes it actually works because runs really fast with that. This is a nice recall. But back to our summary, you know, on so far the tips and tricks you learned one more time. I think it's important now while you watch those, you keep those in mind, right? Number 1 is last hitting minion waves. Last hitting, very, very important. Number 2, oh, let's see this fight first, then we'll go back, right? Okay, number 2 is always looking at minimap. 80% of the time, the minimap gives you so much information. You saw the early team fight how you push Pei towards Musashi. That's so important, right? That's so important. That you can only make decision like that if you have acquired sufficient information from the minimap. And that's for sure what he did, right? So number 2 most important thing is look at a minimap. And not only should you look at a minimap, 80% of your energy should be spent on minimap. Okay? And then number 3 is make sure you always have wave clear, right? So you don't lose towers for free. Like, just because you finally rotate towards mid to get a team fight, you should always come back to your lane and make sure your lane is cleared so you don't lose tower for free. Now he's looking for an angle of attack one more time, but notice that Musashi is dead. This is a go back. Those 3 major tips, right? Number 4, I think is angle of attack, right? But let's take a look at this team fight right here. You know, and also use communication a lot. He's always calling on his team. Let's see, he's riding out of the horse one more time. I keep on saying horse. This Guan is riding a motorcycle. Guan is sitting at 5, 1, and 2. His item is Ominous Premonition, and then he finished Acts of Torment. And after Acts of Torment, he went for I mean, he's going back and forth. I forgot a 3rd item, but we can take a look once he showed it, right? He's just flashing items at this point. Yeah, let's take a look. Just getting energy. Skill 1 is gonna do anything. So far, for the past, like, I would say 4 minutes-ish, his team has just been throw-in. They're going in one by one. They're going in literally one by one to die, right? And it's not productive when you do that. So he's really behind enemy line here. Using ult, going for Ma Chao here, pushing Ma Chao towards the team. Okay, Mo Zi tried to follow up, did the same combo, but didn't do that. And there, obviously, while we're on this topic, let's also talk about the topic of combos. Let's talk about some details that this Guan Yu is executing, right? The details here is, when Guan Yu, like, he's really particular on not using all his skill at once, all his pushes. Just because he can, doesn't mean he should, right? He's really waiting, right, to chain CC, chain combo. And you notice that with the Mo Zi, you notice that with Musashi, waited for Musashi's combo to run this course, and then use the push and use the skill 2 is particular with like what skills he use to make sure the maximum qual control duration is being used to the enemy team. Let's take a look here. Enemy team is kind of low, using a dash to give some distance here. He's asking his team to come over here. Right, here's the thing. Oh, I would say like number 5th tip actually should be communication. Right, like now he's camping in this bush. Let's see. He's hoping that enemy team will come to the Shadow Tyrant's lane, a Shadow Vanguard. And by the way, there's a side note. Shadow Vanguard's lane, give your team extra damage to towers. I think it was like a 10% buff to, I forgot the exact details, but there's a 10% buff to your damage to turrets. It's extremely good. You know, the Shadow Vanguard also take less damage from turret. So when you get Shadow Vanguard, the only goal is to push high ground tower, you know? So he was expecting that. Okay, now top lane has no more auto turrets. There's a good chance enemy team is trying to push with this Shadow Vanguard because it's in that lane. So he's camping behind the minion wave to see if there's something they can get out of it. But obviously, enemy team was smart enough not to go to the lane. So let's take a look. This game he's extremely behind. I want to see how he comes back if he ever. Ma Chao just got another kill. 12 to 14. Yeah. His team has a sequence of throwing, right? One after another. Channel is kind of like frustrated. Channel's like, yo, what's going on? Now he's fully behind the entire enemy team here. Let's see what he does. He's looking for an engage, or is he gonna cut the minion wave? Okay, let's take a look. All right, it's gonna be an he's all got canceled. It's gonna push one time. So this engage is a fail, right? Because he's all got canceled and he couldn't. And use this auto attack to create some distance, get out of it. Let's take a look here. Musashi died one more time. Damn, this looks like a loss. This looks like a loss. Do they have minion wave? Enemy team does have minion wave here. Okay. All right, he's pushing from the side. Channel got a kill on Pei. Okay, that's what they needed. So here we go. Princess Frost got killed. 3 kills here. They find a defense actually. In the base, enemy team still have all the towers. And Guan Yu is sitting at 7 and 1 right now with KDA. Oh, he's going for Frigid Armor, right? Frigid Armor is really good because they follow up with Chen CC. And usually when you have a big ult on Guan Yu, follow up with Frigid Armor. It's starting, like, I see this like on some demonstrations. It looks pretty cool. And he's getting Succubus Cloak. So, because enemy team does have quite a bit of magic damage. This is like ADHD, by the way. Keep on flashing the scoreboard, something I do too. Last item is gonna be Daybreaker, just to do more damage, right? Because like Daybreaker, Axe of Torment, he built both, so he have decent amount of damage here. Let's take a look. Flanking between tier 1, tier 2 ults. Push, nice. He gets the Puppet Master, I believe, killed, and now one more push. Dude, this is so important. Pei just got killed one more time. Okay, now enemy team is dying one by one. Defending tier 1 after you guys have people down is such a mistake. All right, try to get this tower here, but notice that there's no more Hello Kitty minion. By the way, guys, if you want to get Hello Kitty minion, use the link in description to get 20% extra tokens, or the QR code on screen, right? Both work, scan either, whichever is convenient for you. 20% extra tokens within reach. You'll be supporting the community as well. All right, so we're gonna quickly go back to watch that team fight one more time, right? Let's see his angle of attack, because this is most important. Now he's calling his team to come over. He knows Pei is topside, and he pushed immediately, right? Getting this guy killed. He still have energy. Stomp to get behind the enemy, and now he can push one more time. He is tanky. He has Succubus Cloak, and he has Ominous Premonition. So, really, really good engage. That's why Guan Yu had to build like, decent amount of tank, decent amount of damage. Leveraging that team fight, their team did get Shadow Overlord. So now they're gonna have Shadow Overlord buff on the bottom lane. Let's take a look. How he decided to take advantage of that, right? They still have the Primal Bond, but they decided to force the other Shadow Tyrant. It's really slow, but I mean, sometimes you just have to take it, because the thing about Shadow Vanguard, yes, it's good on pushing towers, but if your team is really behind, Shadow Tyrant is going to be what you need. Okay, you notice that this guy is going to be right here, pushing with ultimate. One more time, and their target is going to be the Clash Lane Stomp to get behind enemy. Now he pushed 2 targets. Okay, now go for Princess Frost. One more skill 1. And now he goes for the enemy Clash Lane one more time. He's gonna do it one more time. Stomp. He does he have it? Okay, he does have Succubus Cloak. And he's selling it for Destiny. Dude, that was pretty good. Now they're gonna push the tower here. He has ult in 2 seconds. Let's see what he decided to do with this. Ult immediately. And he's going for Yuhuan, but Yuhuan does have ult. Let's see, one more push. Nice. The reverse angle, and they got a comeback. This is a lot of it a tribute towards Guan Yu, right? He just played really well in this game. His entire team was feeding, bro. This is national ranking. This is 800 at this point of recording. His entire team was feeding 13.5 MVP side lane. Yeah. Guys, this is his build. Ominous Premonition first, and Axe of Torment, and he built a 3rd item and turned into that eventually sold to Sage Sanctuary, sold for Destiny, Succubus Cloak, and Daybreaker. So we summarize a few important tips that you should learn from this Guan Yu, right? If you go back to it, he very important. He last hit all the minions, and he looked at a minimap probably 80% of the time. That's why he's able to call his team, right? If you notice, the reason why we know for sure he's looking at minimap a lot of times is a lot of times he has opportunity to engage. He has a position to flank, but he doesn't because the team is not ready. How do you know that information? Minimap, right? Because a lot of random Guan Yu player will just engage for no reason. And this Guan Yu doesn't, right? He will engage only when his team can follow up. And number 3 is that he actually chain CC, right? Doesn't just use the skill 2 anytime. He analyzes which target he's going on to, and then he analyzes what kind of skill they have and save his skill accordingly. You know, with the pay, that push towards Musashi where he waited for the skill 2 was epic. That was such an epic demonstration of that. Another thing is angle of attack, right? He's really waiting to see like how can he engage towards towards a late game when he's finding the comeback, the successful defense in the mid lane, high ground. When they go to the mid to push a tier 1 tower, Yu Huan was defending. Because of that one fight, they got paid, they got Yu Huan, right? And that was able to snowball into Shadow Tyrant, all that, and Shadow Tyrant, Shadow Vanguard. Not Shadow Tyrant, Shadow Overlord, Shadow Tyrant, right? Those two. And then so it's really, really important. And then towards the end, when Ma Chao went enemy clash lane, was fine split pushing, he called on his team. That's the most important tip is communication. He's calling his team to, you know, to work together, and he frequently does that, right? So very, very important. You have text, you have speech to text feature now in the game. You also have just a command in the game. So utilize them like what Guan Yu is doing. Hopefully this video is helpful towards your Guan Yu gameplay or Clash Lane gameplay. If this helps you, make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and make sure to get your 20% extra token with the link in the description or QR code on screen. With that, I'm signing off, and I'll see you guys all next time, if there is next time.